Hey all, and welcome back to the Car Secrets channel, where today we're going to look into the Lexus Service Bulletin number 0007-21. And this bulletin has to do with a problem that affects the 2-liter turbo engines, which are used on the NX, IS, RC, and GS turbo models. So what the problem is the vehicle will usually come in with a check engine light, and it will have codes for either cylinder misfire or air fuel ratio imbalance. It may also enter limp mode, where it's going to have reduced power, and it's going to have a message saying reduced engine power, take the vehicle to the dealer. Now, I've actually seen this problem happen myself, and I've seen what causes it. So we're going to talk more about that. And essentially, every 2-liter turbo model is affected from 2015 all the way to 2024. So here's the production change information. Now, they talk about the engine serial number, where they've implemented the countermeasure or the repair. But these must be very late production models, because let's say the NX, well, 2021 was the last year that the NX300 was produced with a turbo engine. So, and looking at the IS and RC, it appears that it goes all the way to 2024. So potentially in 24 is when they've updated this, but I would expect, all these RC 200Ts and all the 200T models would be affected. The GS 300, I think it was discontinued after 2019. And then the RC and IS 300, I believe they were done after 2024 as well, maybe 2025. But essentially, they give you this production serial number, which you're going to have to find. They don't tell you how to find it on the engine block. So most likely you have to go to the dealership and have them take a look at it and see if your vehicle had the countermeasure applied or not. Warranty information. Well, the repair is to remove and replace the cylinder head and valves. And the time is pretty significant. Under warranty, it pays about 22 hours. If you're out of warranty, it will be quite a bit more than that. I don't have a flat rate manual laying around right now, but I'd say 30 plus hours is what the customer pay would probably be for this. Because this is not a recall, they would only do this repair if your vehicle is under warranty and it exhibits the particular problem described in the service bulletin. Otherwise, they would most likely ask you to pay for it. And the powertrain warranty that covers this is 6 years or 70,000 miles, whichever comes first, from the in-service date. So date of delivery to the first customer, not the production date. There's a bunch of parts right here. So it talks about the previous cylinder heads that they used and the new updated one. This is the cylinder head for the other model, for the IS, GS, and RC, cylinder head gasket kit, and other things like the valves and the valve seals. So what causes the actual problem is the valve guides on the exhaust valves wear out. And the vehicle I've seen with this issue, when we took it apart, you could literally take the valve and move it side to side, like a significant amount. And that's what's causing the issue is there is a compression leak. So the compression is lost in the cylinder during operation, and it starts to misfire and affect the air-fuel ratio. The tools is TechStream, which is the scan tool that they use at the dealership to read and clear the fault codes. And here's the repair procedure that they would follow if you brought it in for inspection. So they would check for any misfire diagnostic trouble codes or the air-fuel ratio imbalance codes. Any of those, if they're present, then they would continue to the next step, which is to perform a cylinder leak down test. That's where they apply compressed air into the cylinder through the spark plug hole and then see how much the pressure drops. There's a certain amount of leak down is allowed, but if it gets excessive, that indicates a problem with the sealing inside the cylinder. If the leak down is excessive, They would need to inspect the exhaust valve guides for wear, which requires, a fairly significant tear down to remove the valve springs and take a look at the actual valves and the guides. At this point, it's probably pretty certain that it's going to need a cylinder head. So if the valve guide wears within specified conditions, then this TSB doesn't apply. But most likely, if you're having a compression loss and you don't have any other catastrophic damage, that means that the valve guides will be worn out and this job would need to be completed. So at this point, they would likely order the parts and replace them. So the cylinder head, valves, seals, all that good stuff. And it's a significant job. So expect your vehicle to be, in the shop for a few days, maybe a week or more, depending on parts availability. And after the repair is done, they would just take it for a drive, do a confirmation driving pattern, which just simulates various conditions under which different monitors run for these various codes. And if everything passes, then it's good to go. They would give the vehicle back to you. So there you go. That's the repair. It's a pretty big one. So hopefully, if you're affected by it, you're still under warranty. Well, I hope that this was valuable information to you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.